I wanted to ask you, a big moment inside the wrestling industry was when Savio Vega turned heel, and you created this monster heel that no one saw coming. I mean, we thought another person was going to do the treason, but Savio did, and at the same time, you created two megastars in Puerto Rico with Ricky Banderas and Shane. So you create a top heel and two top baby faces all in one night. How do you manage to do this?
It's called pacing. Remember what I'm saying, that you don't get ahead of yourself. Well, I sat down and I didn't write it down anywhere. I just had it in my head. So we're going to take Shane and Banderas, and we were going to kind of blow it off that night. That was like the Christmas show.
Yeah.
And then remember that night, that's when Ray was going to take the mask off.
Yeah.
Was it that? So I got him in there, and I said, well, Savio, this is what we want to do. Because he could buy out of the contract. And Savio said, yeah, I'll let you buy out of the contract. I watched this back. It was one of the biggest pops I've ever seen, especially when Ray hit Savio. The house came in. And then he beat the hell out of, what was the manager's name?
Chaparro, I think he was his manager at that point.
Yeah, he was like a former senator or something. What was his name?
Oh, the senator was Fernando Tonos, but Chaparro was the person that was managing Ray.
He was a walking heat magnet. But yeah, that was probably one of the most memorable nights in Puerto Rican history, because they had pop back to back. Then we had 2 weeks to build for coming back on the January the 6th show, and we took off again, just running with it. So, and Luke was helping me book then. And I said, Luke, this is what we're going to do. You handle the early matches. And because, I didn't even do that much thinking on this. I said, this is what we're going to do. And wasn't Ray aligned with Cheeky and Victor?
Ray came in
at that time.
Yeah, he was, but he came in with the suit and the mask and then the Ray Phoenix character at that point.
Yeah. And then I remember that night, I think Ray, Cheeky, and Victor hit the ring and started beating the crap out of Ray, and Savio stopped him, get back. And then he turned to the guys like, what the hell are you guys doing? And he looked at Ray, you okay? Ray stood up and he kicked him. And the place went, oh my God. Now they saw what a bastard building to. What a no good bastard he was. And he was a really, really good heel, because he would talk things. You remember the time when he had Miguel's mother move all the way down to the basement? No, it took the whole show to do it. Well, he went in there and he said, what was Miguel's mother's name? You remember?
She was on The Office. He was a lot on.
Yeah.
She was like her name.
Yeah, she was like the secretary. And Savio went in there and he said, listen, I don't know. He said, it's awful cold in here. You're going to get sick. I got you another office. And that's when Arbiella was coming in.
Yep.
And he wanted to bring her in and get Miguel's mother out. So, and he took her down the steps, and this went like several segments, just pieces, like 14th floor, then the 10th floor, and she's kind of breathing hard, and get down to the 7th floor. And Savio said, come on, we're never going to get down there. So he finally goes into a dusty office. It was like a thread that run all the way through the show. And then when he got her down there, it was dirty and nasty. And that was one of the first words I learned in Spanish, sucio, dirty, sucio, dirty. So, and he said, oh, it's okay. Listen, I'll send you some rags and some Windex down here. You can spend your time just cleaning the place up. And she says, but how? No telephone, Savio. He said, that's okay. If you got something to ask me, just run up and ask me. Run up 14 flights of stairs and ask me. And then as soon as he did that, then he went, pushed the elevator button, and there was Gabriella. Oh, he was just all over. Oh, you're like this. Can you type? No. Can you take dictation? No. Can you answer the phone? Yeah. I said, oh, you work perfect. Come on in. And that's how it started. And that's how I made him. I kept making him like a bigger piece of crap than, he was putting out. And he was good. And he was so good that people wanted to see him sweat. and worry. Do you remember the time when we said that somebody got into the office and got that paper that nobody was supposed to see?
To have, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah,
and, went through it, and he was trying to get into the office, and Aubriella was there, and he says, give me how do you get in it? And Tona says, Savio, I've heard that you can take like a credit card and you can like jiggle the lock a little bit. Oh, you got one? Oh, no, I can't be involved in that. That would be against the law. That would be against my ethics. And Savio was in there, it was just great. And then finally, Aubriella says, what are you talking about? That paper in that thingamajiggy you were talking about. He said, the piece of paper. She says, oh, I got that 2 weeks ago. What? You got it? And then he kissed her. Oh, I love you. I love you. Love you. And then the show ended with Savio sitting there in his shorts, smoking 2 cigars. And Aubriella was running paper through the paper shredder, getting rid of the evidence. He said, you got to get up pretty early in the morning to beat Savio Vega. Oh,